guys, welcome back to my channel, and we're going to be doing Mina Ashito. Well, let's get into this, my little butterflies. This takes place it takes place in middle school, of course. Your quirk was not really powerful, but could be. I mean, like, you could become a hero with it, but you really didn't know what to do with your life. Your quirk was mind control. It was simulation sauce, but way more effective. You are more considered of a villain than a hero. You've saved a couple people from being bullied, but yourself, not really. One day, you were getting picked on in an alleyway. You were pushed down to the ground. Then all of a sudden, hey, leave her alone. You look to see a pink skin-toned girl wearing the exact same uniform you wore. So that means that she went to your school. How about no? She's a villain. She belongs here. So what if she's a villain or not? That just isn't nice. You should really learn how to be nice to others. As soon as she was finished convincing them to leave you alone, she went up to you. Hey, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Well, that's great. I'm Mina Ashito, by the way. What's your name? I'm Ryan Ellen. Nice to meet you. Well, do you want to be friends? She asked in a kind of shy voice, not going to lie. Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, I don't even know what to do. And from then on, you guys have been friends. But then soon, things changed. You realized that you had a crush on her. You decided to become a hero because, well, Mina convinced you to. Of course, you weren't really strong with your quirk, but you were kind of strong yourself. Surprisingly, you made it into class 1A. You took place of the perv, by the way. You realized that Mina stopped hanging out with you. Pretty soon, she just forgot you existed. It hurt you really bad. Of course, you didn't let it show. 'Cause, well, you just needed to let her. You just needed to hide it so your classmates wouldn't worry. You never wanted anyone to worry about you. Pretty soon, the pain of her basically forgetting about your existence hurt you so much you didn't know what to do with your life. So the way you coped with it, trigger warning, was by cutting. Even the cutting isn't good for you. You did it anyways. It just helped you. Pretty soon it was near the end of the year. You got dorms. Honestly, your dorm was really plain. All you had was a simple bed, a desk, a laptop, some desk essentials, and that's all. Of course, during the dorm contest, Mina forgot about you again. It really hurt, so you went into your dorm. You cried yourself to sleep. Your neighbor... By the way, let me just get the UA map up real quick. So, your room, I didn't want to download it. So, your room is right on the 4th floor, right next to Ashido, to make it worse. And your dorm was pretty plain, so it made everything worse. Of course, as you cut yourself, one, you don't have a bathroom, so you're just in your room cutting yourself, coping with the pain. You've learned to deal with that. As then all of a sudden you heard a knock at the door. You hurried up and tossed your blade and put on a hoodie, a black one to be exact. You open the door and you see Mina. Oh, hello Mina. What are you doing here? You say in a kind of worried tone. Well, I'm here for the dorm contest, so would you mind letting us in? Cause I just think I'm going to go to bed. I'm not really into the contest anyways. You say an argument, even though it was nice to know that Mina still cared a little. Oh, well, okay. Good night. She left. You shut the door and locked it. You took off the hoodie because you needed to wash it because of the blood, because you weren't never able to clean yourself, basically. You cleaned the bandages, you cleaned the wounds with the first aid kit that you had. Of course, it was hidden between clothes so that no one would find it. You put wraps on and you were good to go. Then you lay down in your bed, looking at the ceiling like you would ever sleep. As, once again, the next day, you had no energy like normal. You skipped breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You just stayed in your dorm all day. By the way, it was a Saturday, so don't worry. Then Sunday came, the same routine. People were starting to get worried about you. You hadn't eaten in 3 days straight. So, the one and only Mina Ashido came up. Hey, your name? We noticed that you haven't been eating. You should probably eat. You need the nutrition. You're really worrying us. Please eat. She said as she knocked on the door, and you responded with a grunt. Don't worry, I have some food in here, so Yeah. Even though you didn't. You basically lied. Well, not basically, you did lie. You just didn't want to handle it, knowing that she wasn't here for you anymore. Basically, the whole entire year was her and the Baki squad. You weren't even in a squad. So what could he say? Of course you weren't really happy in the class, but you acted like it. Heck, Mina was the main reason why you wanted to become a hero. Her smile encouraged you even more. And as such, you went to school the next day, Monday. You were very pale. Like you had seen a ghost, pale. Everyone was worried, of course, but never said anything. The bags under your eyes were visible. You looked like a zombie. Of course, what made it worse was Mina didn't even acknowledge it. Once you got back to the dorms, you went and did your normal coping mechanism, cutting. As you cut once, twice, 3, once, then again and again and again. Pretty soon, the once gentle cuts turned into deep gushes. It was once you started less caring about it. You put the blade away, cleaned it off with the paper towel, and wrapped. Cleaned your wounds and then wrapped. You went downstairs to eat dinner. Yes, in 4 days you finally ate. Everyone was thankful that you finally decided to eat. Of course, they were worried about the amount that you ate. It was hemp fried rice that you had gotten. You only ate a little, which worried everyone, of course. You went back up to your dorm and went on your phone since you knew that you weren't able to sleep. Pretty soon, your alarm went off. You got up, got dressed. You still looked like a zombie, but a little better with the pal. You looked a little less pale. You realized that you should probably go on a walk once school's out, so that's exactly what you did. You walked around the dorm tree. Of course, you ran into Izuku, which Izuku in his worried tone said to you exactly, "Hey, your name. Are you okay? You haven't been looking that well, and I'm really worried about you. Do you want to talk about it? We could, of course. If you don't, that's okay." You responded to Izuku with, "Don't worry about it, Izuku. It's not that big of a deal." Then you jogged off. Of course it was a big of a deal. You were starving yourself and cutting yourself, but you don't want anyone else to know. The routine of you not eating for 4 days, well, 3 days, and then on the 4th day you would eat lunch and cutting. It was a routine now. But one day, you were too reckless with the cuts. You hit a vein. As soon as you hit a vein, you let out a loud sob. And just your luck, Mina was in her dorm. She knocks on your door. Hey, your name? Is everything okay? You trying to hold back your sobs. Yeah, everything's okay. You say, oh, well, okay. See you later, Ryan. Then she ran. That made it even worse. She ran. Of course she believed you. Everyone believes a lot of stuff, but when it comes down to mental health, starving yourself, sobbing, who would believe you? But yet, she still believed you. That made it even worse. One day, you got back from school in a hurry because you felt blood trickling down your arm. You realized that you were bleeding. You scratched one of your cuts. So you bolted to your room. And Mina, of course, was worried. You didn't shut your door completely, so there was a crack. Mina walked to your dorm to see if you were okay. And as she was about to knock, the door kind of swung open, but not enough for you to notice. But she seen blood on the floor, which she worried. But in fear that she might have lost her best friend, she ran. She ran to her room and cried because of how weak she felt. She couldn't handle this. She couldn't handle the fact that she had been ignoring you. Then she realized what you've been going through, and soon weeks turned into months of you doing the same routine. And Mina couldn't do anything to stop it. She tried inviting you to hang out with the Baka Squad, but of course you said no. You finally went to a therapist for your depression. They gave you meds and trigger warning, please do not do this. Please contact a suicidal hotline if you do go through this, okay? 1 week, Mina ignored you the whole entire day. She normally gives you like a smile or says hello, but she didn't even do that. She just smiled and said hello to everyone else except for you. It hurt more than anything. So, with your depression meds, after school, you went straight to your dorm in a hurry because you wanted to get this over with. You didn't shut the door properly, so if someone were to walk up and almost knock on it, it would open. Mina noticed that you hadn't eaten in 5 days. Yes, you broke the routine. So she was about to knock on your door when she seen a handful of pills in your hand and a water bottle in the other. You You were about to take it when he heard, Don't do it. Please, Ryan. Turning into a sobbing mess, you dropped the pills, dropped down to your knees, and started crying. Why was life so hard for you? Why can't you do anything right? Mina ran up to you and hugged you, stopped you. She had saved your life that day. You would always be thankful for her being your best friend. And as Mina sobbed, holding you tight, she said, Don't do it. I love you so much. And that's when he realized she was doing it because she had a crush on you. She didn't know how to cope with it. And soon, you pulled her into a kiss. That's the end of this video. But I might do another one, My Little Butterflies, so look forward for that.